Well, good morning, good afternoon. Not sure what the hell it is. Seeing as how I am unemployed. Yes, another day of unemployment for Nana. It has really, really been frustrating. I don't know whether to shit or wind my watch. So you have up on the screen IHA, and you wondered why I called this IHA of Michigan. So now we all know what's going on with mandates and healthcare workers and the shortage of staffing. Um, we know that Henry Ford was bringing in or is looking into bringing in nurses from the Philippines. And well, boy, they're hiring a lot everywhere, it just seems, in healthcare. And since I was laid off permanently due to reduction in work because of the bug and the lockdowns here in Michigan, my employer experienced a little bit of hardship during that time. And everyone, working remote. And then we had that recall that's going on for sleep therapy. There's a Respironics recall. If you look back, I think I still have it listed, the PSA. Um, Philips Respironics has had a recall of their CPAP units. So ResMed has been overloaded with orders to replace those CPAP units, and they couldn't keep up with the demand. And it seems to me, at least per the letter that I received, or that I was given when I was laid off permanently by my employer, that there seemed to be a logistics supply issues, like supply chain logistic issue, and the manufacturers who were needing to make those units that we were needing did not have the parts due to supply chain and logistics. So what does that tell you, folks? What's sitting in the ports is affecting everyone, and we had a reduction in work. So you would normally have orders being placed for durable medical, CPAP units, supplies, respiratory therapy, and odds and ends, of other DME stuff, of like over 3,000 a day coming in. And then they dwindled down the last 3 months to like 300 a day. That's a big, big change. So lost my job looking, and my background is medical. It's all medical. I got out of the healthcare industry. The only reason I took this position was because it was dealing with veterans, and I have the utmost respect for my veterans, past, present, and future, because they are my hero. They fight for my freedom. They fight for everything in this country that I can do and say. I owe them a lot. So that's why I took that position. It was doing something where I felt that I was making a difference. Anywho, let me get to the whole IHA thing, because I could go on and on. You know me, it's Nana. Hello. So I bid on a couple positions because knowing, you realize that, when you post your Indeed and on LinkedIn that you're available for work, and they see your history, your education, your work experience, they're like, oh, she's got major medical experience. And so I was told, hey, go to IHA and bid. Well, I knew, because we've all seen what's going on with Michigan healthcare workers, the Facebook group, and all that other shit. We know what they're doing. They're forcing everybody out because they want to mandate shit. What was I thinking? I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was thinking maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll let me squeak by. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. So I went to this website and I bid for my job, and like immediately within an hour, I got an email requesting me to take my little assessment tests, my typing and data entry and scheduling skills test, which obviously, when you've been working, you're 51 and you've been working 20 years in healthcare, and most of your adult life. So then I get another email requesting for a phone interview and when is a good time. So I thought, well, let's do it sooner than later, get this shit over with. I'm going to tell you the truth. I have been let go of jobs. I think in my entire life, I've been let go of 2 jobs in my life. This will be the third. Okay. None of which were anything other than last one hired, first one fired. Okay. Downsizing. 90% of the time I see this shit coming and I walk away from the job because I don't like to put anyone in a position where they feel they have to let me go. And, some people, like my most recent supervisor, was not good at that. And I didn't want to put that person in the position because I know how difficult it was for them. And anyways, so get to my phone interview this morning. Oh, yeah, I'm available. Yeah. So we go over, everything's going so great. Like I'm sitting there and we're discussing my education, my different positions, what I did within those positions. You do realize that the electronic health record that they're using now in 90% of the hospitals here in Michigan, which is called Epic. U of M started back in 2012. They went completely electronic. When I walked away from U of M after 12 years, because of what my employer was doing to me, in that my manager was doing to me in that clinic. And every time I went to HR, they're like, oh, you're not going to get, you're no repercussion for coming to us. Every time I explained to them that when I asked for a day off, I was part-time. When I asked for a day off, they would short my hours the following schedule. And I said, and then when I would tell HR about it and everything, I mean, nothing was really done and it would get worse. I mean, the treatment would get worse. I would get reprimanded for, I don't know, breathing the wrong way, it seemed like, because I had my phone sitting next to me, which was on vibrate, which was upside down. And other people were sitting there reading books. I had one Avon lady that was doing her shit while she was sitting at the checkout desk checking out patients. But I got in trouble for having my phone out while she was sitting there doing other shit. It was one thing after another. And, so finally it got to the point where I decided to leave after 12 years. So I went and temped. At that time, I got fully trained in Epic. There was one person in that clinic that I recall had a really difficult time learning that whole new system. And the clinic manager, not the physician, but the clinic manager, ended up having to stay after hours for like 2 weeks to train her again after going to the training that U of M provided, like the whole hospital provided, but going back over and going, literally like holding their hand to teach them how to work this new system. Anyways, it was just a clusterfuck. Anyways, I realized the corruption in healthcare way back when. And I just wanted to get out. So as I'm on the phone, we're discussing all of my work history and all this fun stuff and blah, blah, blippity blah. And, again, the hours are from 8:30 to 5. Are you sure you can work those hours? I'm like, well, yeah, I believe I can make them work. I'm like, but is it, are we talking Monday through Friday? Are there weekends? These are the kind of things I need to know. And, I can make work 8:30 to 5:30. My schedule before was 8 to 4:30. So, I mean, just a couple tweaks of before and after school care is all I would have had to make. Then we proceed to, no, there's no weekend. It was for like a specialty clinic, so there were no weekends. And then we proceed to the bug protocols and the masking. And I said, well, I had a medical exemption because I have restrictive airway disorder, and it makes it difficult. But I said, with my previous employer, um, in the common areas, I had it on, and when I worked in my cubicle, I could take it off. Um, but I said, I'm sure I'd work around it. I'd figure it out. I'd figure something out. Giving in to that whole face diaper. Oh, but that wasn't it. And we are requiring all of our staff to dance the hokey pokey. Do you dance the hokey pokey? And I'm like, that would be a no. I already have respiratory issues. And I said I have other disorders that already make it difficult because it just depends on the day as to which body system they're gonna mess with. I said, and I have been advised by several people, it is not something that I should even attempt to mess with at this point. So no. And the lady goes, well, would you be interested? And I said, that would be a no. Because if something were to happen to me to where I couldn't work, I'm a new employee. Actually, I wouldn't even be an employee at the time because you require it before being employed. So if something happens to me and I can't work because of it, if I have some kind of adverse reaction, who's going to take care of my family? No answer. I said, this just doesn't seem like this is going to be a good fit. And she proceeds, and she goes on and says to me, I was floored. I was really floored at this. She says, well, maybe you can keep us in mind if anything were to change. And I said, how about this? I said, how about if your policies change, you keep me in mind? I said, I appreciate your time. I said, and thank you very much. I go, have a good day. Pretty messed up. They can't, the few people like me that were out of healthcare and willing to come back, they're losing everybody. I mean, they needed people anyways because you had these idiots who are dancing the hokey pokey and then getting sick, and they're getting other people sick. You needed the people that you had. You were still looking. There was a dire need. There was so much expansion in hospital, like IHA. Let's go here. Let's go here because they're building a whole new building in Chelsea. A whole new. They were. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Sorry. Let's do this. So and that's another thing that she said to me on the phone is that they are partnered with Trinity and St. Joe's. So here we go. IHA begins construction on new medical center in Chelsea. So this was back in June. I wish you could see. I'll click here for event photos. So this was the building, and this is over off of old US Highway 12 or old Highway 12 whatever. I can't think of it. So they've got this whole huge ass building going up, and they've made progress on it. I mean, and it's almost up. Yeah. That was the conceptual drawing. And I think they've got the basics of it down. But let's see if next time I drive by there, I'm gonna have to look and see what I can find. No, that's not gonna work. So, anyways, that'd be that, my friends. Um, yeah, interesting shibble. Okay, so that's it for right now. That was my interesting take. So it's here, and unless you stand up and go, I don't know, is anybody going to Lansing today? I heard Mr. T supposed to be there. There's some big event going in Lansing, and I unfortunately, because I am restricted on finances because I am unemployed currently, um, and I have no idea how much money I'm going to be getting at the end of the week because of my severance pay is going to be taxed. So from here on out, I guess I'm just going to have to get a paper check because the squatters in the White House and Janet Yellen have decided that they're going to hire new IRS employees to go over anybody's bank account who has anything over $600 deposited or in it, and you're going to be watched. So you will be happy with what you get. You will like it. You will shut up, and you will get what we feel you deserve, not what you earn. New World Order, my friends. You better stand the fuck up now, or you can sweet kiss your sweet ass goodbye, because you will no longer be anything more than a serf. Okay? So thank you for listening. Sorry about the rant. God bless. Have a great day.